it's just perfect, you know? And for everyone who was like, oh, I'm sick of seeing Cody Rhodes versus the gang. Like, it's going to be Judgment Day and the Cody Rhodes Scooby Bunch. I'm getting so sick of it. Da 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 da. But then that's when things like this happen, where Randy Orton comes back, and it just pops people, and it gets it more over, and it carries the stories along. And this is why WWE, it's not that they're repeating, it's just that by the time you see, it's just they know what they're doing. Like, they're building Dominic, the Judgment Day, and them, like, they're making it so it's a show you want to see with just those core people. And then when the Ortons and Punks show up, or Lesnar pops, everyone stop talking about Lesnar. He's going to pop up again soon. It's Rumble season almost. In 9 weeks, 8 weeks, something like that, 10 weeks. Like, Lesnar's going to pop up when Roman decides to come out and play. It just makes it feel all that much more exciting. And so this is exactly why this works. It's not just like overload of all the shit you want. Like, I don't know, man. Just the way WWE, people have gotten on my ass, been like online on social media. This is like corporate jargon. This is corporate verbatim jargon. Yeah, because I'm in their meetings speaking the corporate lingo. Like, no, dude, it's what it is. Just objectively, WWE's like a campus or like a league. It's like the UFC, right? The UFC is like a league. These other promotions like, oh, Bellator and all that, yeah, it's great, but they'll let their guys go box, and they'll let their guys, you know, fight a kickboxing match, and then they'll fight under this umbrella. Now, that's cool and everything. As a mark, I enjoy that, and I like that, you know, there's an company like AEW, but where, like, you know, you can go see Moxley wrestle in GCW, and you can see Ospreay wrestle in New Japan. But I talked about it on the last show, man. Exclusivity, like, okay, so Ospreay signed with AEW and he still can wrestle in New Japan, and then they won't say no if he wants to go to Rev Pro or whatever the fuck he's doing. So where's the exclusivity? Why am I excited that this guy is like, I'm excited that Randy's back because he's a fucking legend and he's only going to be there, you know? And shout out Jericho. He does, you know, he just showed up in Chris Jericho, that is, obviously, dummy. He showed up in a house show in like Singapore. Good for him. You know, like, good for you, good for spreading wrestling around. That's legend shit. But it's also when you still have a run in you, which we're going to talk about in a bit here when it comes to the Hardy Boys, when you still have a run in you, or you still feel like you do, and you want to do it properly. I mean, not to say that showing up in Singapore isn't doing it. Like, Jericho's doing it his way, you know? And Edge goes to AEW to take money and shit. That's all good. Like, they deserve the right to do what they want. But not everybody should be just doing what they want. And there's something about exclusivity of having a superstar that's yours, or a wrestler that's just yours, and you can only tune into this show to see this person. That is what makes these moments so exciting. And that's what makes WWE like a league or a campus. People go, that's the corporate jargon. How so? I'm just stating what it is. Like, it makes sense if Chad Gable challenges Cody Rhodes one night or something, because we know that they're all working their way up the rankings for a championship. In AEW, it's unclear what people want, like, truly, because this is why. There's no distinctive divisions. There's no distinction between, oh, here's the trios, and then randomly we'll stick like a tag team with another random person, and then they'll just be a trios for this week. You know what I mean? Like, look at the AEW tag division. It's completely sullied and in the shits because they didn't establish any tag teams other than really the Acclaimed, the Young Bucks we all knew, the Lucha Bros, sure, but they muddied them up by throwing them, oh, are they a trio? Are they a tag? Are they a trio? Are they single? They muddied that up a lot too. And then you had guys like the Iron Savages. You have guys like the Butcher and the Blade, like the Hardys and shit. Like, you could have really established that tag division. They don't. And that's the thing with WWE. They really let you know who's chasing what title, what everyone's goals are, why they're doing what they're doing. In AEW, you don't, like, yes, I love Roosh versus Danielson. I'll watch that match 1,000 times. But imagine how much more I'll love it if there's a reason behind it all. Right. So I criticize these shows for the same things. It's just that AEW, it's not like it's its own league. It's like it's like just a place you stop at when you're wrestling all over the place. Whereas WWE, the reason they do it the way they do that is because when you're there, you're in their system, you made it. This is the soup, this is the holy grail. You know, in AEW, it's not that way. It's like, okay, anyone can come in, anyone can go. No one's exclusive. The only people who are exclusive are the guys who that's their gimmick, or they just realize, like, I can just make a shitload of money and not go beat up my body on other indies and shit like that. This isn't, again, I'm talking about Raw, but it's a bury AEW fest, but I'm really not trying to bury AEW. It's just that's the big difference when, you know, we say like WWE's like a league here, you know? So Orton comes in, you know, we know what he's there to do. He wants to get back at the bloodline. There's a title at the end of the bloodline. What's the Judgment Day there to do? Get championships, run the show, dictate their own future, not leave it up to other people. These are all things that like I can get behind and I understand, right? They all have vocation, they all have purpose. So yeah, so just all you marks going at me online saying, "Oh, that's corporate jargon talk." I mean, I wish it was. You know, I wish I fucking worked for a major wrestling company. I really do, and I would, you know, I would do the best job I possibly could.